Okay, and we're alive. At least
Alive,
before.
ho.
No, I'm not seeing that. No, not seeing this at this time. I'm also poking the cat over here. She's in front of the screen again. As you can see, my hand's going there. She's looking at me like, why are you poking me? There you go. And I think. So, it's the first minute, so we have to do chicanery. What kind of chicanery do you have in mind? Who is our chicaner?
What?
You know, chicanery. Well, you're a chicaner, right?
I think God is drunk. Or high.
Drunk or high on what?
Power?
Life.
No, that game is bad.
Oh, fair enough.
The air break is live. So in a few minutes we'll do the full intro. Wait a minute. First up, let's grab Cat and move her away from the screen.
You should use that minute to work on your intro.
I
Yes.
should.
Let's have a proper one this time.
Yeah. You have 1 minute to prepare.
I have a minute to prepare, but look at the cat, how much she's comfy.
I don't care.
This intro is going to be a catastrophe.
Yeah. It is. There she goes. She's done. All right, the app break is now officially ended, so now we can begin. Also, apparently my Discord peeped. It doesn't do the automatic thing anymore. Messel. Anyway, I guess the intro is again disrupted. Hooray! Hello everyone, I am Kotlol the Joy Gamers, and today we are joined by some people for some D&D with your DM Kotlol. That's me! And that's my... This intro just is only gonna get worse. So, we are joined by a Poppy.
Hi.
We are joined by an Emberlyn.
Hello.
We are joined by a Lucas.
Hello there.
And we are joined by an Ozias.
What is lasagna?
What kind of lasagna?
Chicken?
A chicken lasagna. Let's see much of those. Go, could you move a little bit, cat? Thank you. Yeah, that's your food. So, last time. Well, a lot of things happened last time. You were trying to avoid this darkness that was approaching you, and you were like, it's moving. Oh, it can. And then you put a firewall up, and then the other darkness started moving. And you're like, well, crap. And then Lucas, of all people, felt like, I'm gonna rope trick into a hole above, and then I'm gonna sit there and then fly past. And then you forgot. Oh, right, it can just stop moving. So you were all there. You were all up there in the hole, looking down in the darkness. You're like,
This
I
is a
guess
bad idea.
yeah, this was kind of a bad idea. So you enter the darkness anyway, because apparently it doesn't kill you. So you're like, well, I guess we have to do. And then you tried to leave the darkness, but you kept going to circles. It's like the darkness was keeping you in, and it was confusing and confusing and confusing. It was also hilarious.
And a bit
Until
confusing.
finally the turtle broke free. Then somehow, and then an Emberlyn, and then a Poppy. But poor Lucas was left behind, and then learned a few things about a creature banished that can only communicate via the darkness. You can sort of manipulate the darkness. Very vague. It was tied to this whole overarching mystery they're solving. the mystery of the fallen arm. And yeah, you decide, well, let's check the other locations after that whole darkness encounter, where Poppy found a mushroom. It was an interesting mushroom. And then Emberlyn and Ozzy were like, let's cook this mushroom. And then you cook the mushroom. And then you're like, now who should eat the mushroom? Everyone contributed. Well, I guess Lucas hasn't contributed yet, so he gets to eat it. And he got infected.
Who could have known?
Who could have known? Especially after obtaining an elephant's staff, and suddenly he can use it. So oh, that has implications. Well, he still seems fine, so I guess you can move along. And then you found some mysterious boulders, and after some examination, the boulders turned out to be the arm. Wait, boulders? I thought How big was this guy? Oh, you found the skeleton. Oh, the skeleton is normal size. What's going on here? So, in all your wisdom, at least the cleric's wisdom, you made the skeleton raise from the dead and took him back to the fortress, Elephant Sand, and sorta gave it to the people. It's still there, and it must probably be bonked in the head or collapsed, but whatever. It's dead, so it's not your problem. And then you decided to have your friend's headspace checked out. And after
That is
some
a strong word.
and after some research, it turned out that the strain of mushroom was possibly created by one of the people working in the workshop. But they also claim that they have no recollection of it. This is just a theory he's been working on before. So they have no recollection of it. And if someone would make it like him, that might be that he might have had some sort of other self or clone around, but he also doesn't remember because of the whole they forgot things problem. So they aren't sure. And that's sort of where we left off at the moment. So, Lucas, are you still with us?
Yes.
Okay, good. They are still with us.
Ow.
So, with all the knowledge you've gained and possibly a direction to go west of here, far west, to maybe find a hidden workshop of a clone that may or may not exist, and still having a mystery to solve, you found the body and the arm, but now you have to get the arm there, and you have to report, or would you say your job is done? Is there maybe still more to it? And maybe you should cure your friend? Well, who knows, because you're gonna have to decide now. So what do you do?
This is a good one. What do we do?
Yeah.
I guess the first mission is not done, right?
The what?
The first assignment. Find
You
the arm.
really
Well,
hard-
Did
yeah.
find it? Retrieve, I think the mission.
It was retrieve. It wasn't find, it was to retrieve it.
We shrink it somehow. Well, before we go on the second mission, which is southwest, where the dwarves are at, we should probably find a way to retrieve that arm first. Finish this off. But how?
Yeah, how? How are you gonna make so many boulders? Like, you could have a spell to move boulders, but it won't last long enough to get it there.
Maybe we should ask help from the people around here.
Yep.
Mhm. You're all thinking, aren't you? You have
Yeah.
2 weeks to think of what your next step is, and you guys are like, duh.
He never said we had to retrieve the arm in one piece, right? So who has shatter?
Probably not a
We'll
good
carry,
idea.
we'll carry it piece by piece.
You
That
still
sounds good to
have...
me.
Okay. I'm gonna have to follow your logic. I'm gonna tell you a line of logic here. You're gonna shatter into smaller pieces. Those smaller pieces... Yes, those smaller pieces have to all be carried one by one with you. Tell me, what's heavier? 5 boulders or pebbles? The weight of 5 boulders.
Either way, we're
Will be
so...
the same weight. Every piece will still be the same weight as the whole boulder.
No, as in you still have to collectively grab every small piece and carry it with you, which is still the total weight of 5 boulders. Well, multiple boulders. Actually, it's multiple boulders, but that's the theory.
We could do multiple rounds.
Yep.
Just carry the smaller pieces and then back and forth.
It's gonna take you a long ass time.
It has to be like
Yeah.
an easier way.
Finally,
Before
some
we-
intelligence. Yes. Have
What?
any of
Well-
you got any sort of magical device for moving large objects?
You're asking the workshop people?
Yes.
Well, we do have those kind of devices, yes, or else it would take forever to get one item to this whole structure building will take forever. But for boulders exactly? The size of giant boulders? I mean, we have standard hand cards, but do we have any big cards here still? No one speaks up. I believe most of the cards are currently at the city stables. They're not here right now because we're waiting a supply.
Poop.
Who?
Boo.
Boo. Why booing me?
No, I'm saying, boo, that they're not here.
Oh, okay. So currently we have nothing that could. Well, we may have the mechanical spider outside, but using that is a little bit extreme because it's for combat situations. I don't think we can help at the moment. I mean,
Boo.
the best you can do is find a cart, but that will only maybe able to pick up one boulder, and it still means you have to move several if they're movable. I mean, if it's an arm with magic, if that's magically infused to be boulders, then moving them would be possible. Would it be possible? Everyone goes, it should be, unless they're magically enchanted in a way with the last wish thing, and then it becomes a bit more complicated. Dissecting those such magics. Oh, even wait. Who was the expert again on that magics? You see, the two start thinking like, you should. You see, did you look at them? They're just looking at each other, thinking like, that one, no. No. And then finally, the advisor speaks up. Would it either be Levirin or Starry White? Wouldn't those two know about that kind of stuff? Ah, yes, but they're busy. We're trying to look for possible apprentices that want to take this on. If you just get the leaders involved, it becomes a bigger mess, and these idiots go, do you two have something to hide from the leaders? Oh!
Like it, dude.
Huh?
It sounds like it.
You may roll insight
Okay.
if you want to gauge if they're hiding something from the leaders that their leaders don't want to know. 7.
Damn.
So, Poppy, Well, it's clear that they might be hiding something from the leaders, but otherwise you just think they're just goofy guys, and the only thing they want to hide is that they might have broken something. Like, you know, a child that might have accidentally broken a vase and tried to hide it, so it doesn't seem very serious to you. Lucas, you can tell that these two might have done some things out here for their own benefits, and that they don't want to involve the leaders because there might be repercussions to it. Emberlyn and Osius, you two clearly know that these two definitely broken some rules that they're not allowed to break. And they don't want to let the leaders involved because it might look poorly for them.
Yeah, what do you do with that information?
Well, if you don't want to involve the leaders, you need to figure out a way to move those boulders.
Yep.
So what's the deal? You gonna help? Or you gonna figure it out?
Look, we haven't even seen those boulders yet, and we have to think, and if we leave our post, well then, well, we have to get Commander's permission.
How are you gonna get the
you
commander's
don't-
position?
Yeah.
Permission.
If you don't leave your post, we're gonna involve the leaders, and I don't think that's something you want either.
This is the sexy side. I'm starting to see why I was even put here. Dealing with these two? And then the two go like, "Oh, shush you. We're doing it for the greater good of everything." And the other one goes, "Indeed, the greater good. It is for the greater good of all our people in the world that we do the things we do. Sometimes rules have to be ignored for a little bit, so we can make sure that the rules are enforced correctly. And if the bad thing," and the other one goes, "if the bad thing happens anyway of rule breaking, we know how to undo it. Think about that." God, these two are
Shame I
crazy.
don't have shatter.
Yeah, shame you don't have a bard anymore that could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so we need to have it analyzed. Okay, so how long would it normally take? It's like if it's last wish stuff. Oh, that's gonna take at least a week to even get to the basics of it. If we even knew what we're looking for, it would already take time. Sure, we know we might have forgotten things, but the enlarging magic and everything and hiding everything, that makes the wish more complicated. You know, because yes, more complicated, definitely. Okay, so it makes people forget that was in the Underdark during that time, and it wanted to hide itself in plain sight as boulders. Because it would be invisible, it would leave a blip on the radar, and hiding it as a set of boulders where the magic spread out, it wouldn't look strange in the Underdark for the common eye to see. And that could be it. But still, why the hiding? Why the whole vision blurring thing and the whole we see things differently than outsiders? Like, I don't know. I don't. Okay. I guess one of us has to go, don't we? Yeah, your microphone didn't pick up, but
What the hell is going on with the mic?
yeah, my microphone sometimes also doesn't get picked up. I don't know why. Okay. Over here. Okay. And they look at each other. Oh, are you Osius? Wait, I almost moved you for a second. That's rude. Then they look at each other. Okay. They both put their hand their hands into their bag and hold something out. Okay, we know how this game works. And the other goes like, yeah, we know, I know. So, on a count of 3, we say number. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. They both open their hands. And you look that in their hands are several gemstones. And they're both holding different amounts of stones. The one who said 5 has 4 in his hands. And the one who said 7 has 6 in his hands. And then they look at each other. Ah, crap. Off by 2. It's like, off by 1. You have to go.
What? Okay.
Basic. You can deduce the fact that their little game is the fact that they grab a random number of gemstones from their pocket, and they have to guess how much the other one is holding in the hands.
Fair
And
enough.
who's the closest wins.
That's a silly game.
Well, it's a game that doesn't have it. There's a lower percentage of ties, unlike something like all those other games. Also, it means we don't have to use dice.
But dice are fun.
So,
Oh.
ready to leave now?
Yes, we can leave. Oh, get the commander's permission. Please wait. It will take hopefully less than 10 minutes.
Okay.
Did we ever ask your name, by the way?
It can wait. It can wait. He's already off.
Oh,
See
we
you
can
in
ask the other
5
clone,
minutes.
right?
Huh? Sorry, what?
We can ask the other clone, right?
They're not clones. They're two different people. They're just very alike.
Ah, okay. But one of them was cloned.
No,
South
one of
West.
us that's the one who's staying. That's the one who says I might. The only either I forgot or I have a clone that's doing my work. So, what do you have to say? So, do you have anything to say to him?
Did we ever ask you what your name is?
No, I didn't ask your names either. I figured that our conversation would be very short and to the point.
Clearly not.
No, then
Well, if we want to search for your clone, it might be nice to know your name.
good one. Though my clone would probably not have something like my name number 2. Right name. It's sorry, but I seem to have forgotten for a moment. And it's
How
like,
do you forget your name?
trust me,
Are you stupid?
these guys are. Their forgetfulness comes from the fact that they're always working in their magics, and sometimes their heads get a bit loopy. It's why I'm in. That's also why I'm here. It's Blue Flaro. Blue. It's like, oh right, Blue Flaro.
What's a flaro?
It's a
I
type
think
of.
that's blue, apparently.
It's a type of flower that grows deep in the Underdark.
Ah, okay.
It is.
What's
It's
your
an
friend's name? The one who just went to get permission.
Oh, that guy. That's Black Silver. I know, Black Silver. I know, very simple. But apparently, he's one of the oldest generations of our kind. Was his magic is a bit more unrefined, and while he's not as forgetful, him with Blue Pharaoh kind of make this chaotic duo where they sort of keep each other in check, but also not quite. That's why they currently are stationed here, because their discoveries are best focused on an opponent to an enemy faction than within the city walls.
We can see that.
Also, if you wish to know, my name is Melkut. Type that one in. Okay, so do you have any other? Do I have to enter anything else? Because it might take a moment. And it's like, well, I'm
Well-
gonna go back to work.
Well, Malkut, right?
Yeah.
Do you by any chance have any experiment that you would like to have tested?
Any experiments I wish to do? At the moment, not really. I'm too busy making sure that these two experiments don't become too unstable.
Fair enough. We should ask Blue Flower, I guess. In
Yeah.
question to you. Do you have anything nice that you want to have tested?
Oh, several things. Potions that I brew. Contraptions and such. The problem with the potions... most of them have expired. They have a strange expiration problem that I'm still trying to figure out. I feel like the mushrooms here sometimes just taint everything I try to mix. It is a bothersome outcome. As for my contraptions, the only contraptions I guess I would test one day would be something I would call a lightning rifle.
That does sound interesting. You have it done already?
Oh no, I'm still working on a prototype.
Well, if you ever finish it, we could test it for you, if you'd like.
Oh sure. I mean, the lightning rifle itself is very simple, but the first prototype was too unwieldy and didn't shoot it in any direction I wanted. It just went wherever it wanted to go, and mostly it was down. Almost singed my foot off.
Well, we'd like version 2 then. Let's see, maybe when we get back, we can talk more about this.
If you wish to, sure, but right now the lightning gun. If you have no working prototype, unless you want a prototype that shoots your foot off.
Let's not do that. It would be fun to give it to someone.
But we already have fireballs.
True, lightning is not really my style.
No.
All right. I'm gonna check some notes. Maybe I can find out something about those mushrooms spoiling all my potions.
Luck?
And he's like, and Melkut goes like, he isn't wrong about the mushroom thing. There is a mold problem when it comes to specific magical concoctions. We basically believe it's because of the nature to the Underdark that these mushrooms have all some sort of magical properties, and thus they cling faster to most magical concoctions. Luckily, most healing potions are unaffected by it, so you don't have to worry about that. Let alone if they're sealed, they can't get in, so it's already safe. But if you're working on it and you leave it a little bit to cool off, Because if you don't, the fuse will build up and the glass might snap. That's what he says. So he needs to cool it off, and that's when the spores come in and start ruining everything.
So Malkut, how did you end up here with these two?
That is a not a too long story. Essentially, I was working back at the academy for a while under several tutelages, and I passed with a high grade, and they noticed my methodology, and essentially being one of the more natural borns, they figured I should be out here, as my knowledge about psychic connections seemed to be very relevant to deal with the Iffalit.
Okay.
Taking a
that's-
while to get back, huh?
Trust me, he probably is trying to word a specific way to make sure that the commander doesn't find out about any mishaps they might have, and then the commander probably notices it, and they stop prodding and prying, and then we get this whole back and forth for at least a few minutes. And then he eventually Black Silver comes back, and he walks over. Okay, got permission granted, and I'm allowed to bring one specific gear with me.
You should take the lightning rifle. That will be fun.
The lightning rifle? I'm not making the lightning rifle. Why
You
would I
can
be
take a
making...
prototype.
I know it shoots. It only shoots down towards your feet. Why would I? Then again, if the firing pin works, oh, I doubt we're gonna encounter anything around the way. Let's see, where did I put that thing? Just for the workbench, and eventually pulls out a silver-looking tube with inside which looks like it's slightly see-through. You do see a liquid going in and out of it, but there's no cork or anything. It's just a silver tube with liquid in it. It's like, there it is. Puts it in his pocket. Okay then. Lead the way, adventurers. And also keep an eye on that guy. Points to Lucas.
Oh,
He'll be fine.
Don't be stupid. There's nothing wrong with me.
Okay.
it's
Well, let's let Altius lead the way.
let's not.
Aw. I
Let's
also
head
want the
back.
lightning rifle.
Yeah, we're gonna come back for it, no worries.
Okay. So you all leave the camp. You leave it stand, and you go and journey along the way back to the boulders.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's not a far journey. It's like 15 to 20 minutes walking, and eventually you arrive at the circle. Well, the area of the boulders, which I still don't have a map for, but you guessed it. You already guessed it's a hand, so who cares? You arrive there, and Black Silver is like, so these are the mysterious boulders, right?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. He walks over towards the boulders and examines them. Because the other one, yes. It's not just an enlarging spell, it's more to it. More through polymorph, maybe? But how do you do it in a segmented style? Goes to the next set of boulders. This is a dead, another finger. Okay, I guess I see it. Well, it wasn't that far from the camp anyway, but why is it then out here? Why exactly? What was here originally except the body? I mean, it was a body, right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't eaten up by the stones. Okay. Can you point out where the body was? My Discord keeps beeping.
I walk over to where we dug up the body out and point.
Okay, so this is where the body was found. He actually kneels down and starts looking for all the area, the sentiments, the sediments and dirt. And he's like, okay, rock, dirt, things. Clearly also buried. Okay, I do need to do this real quick because otherwise it's gonna drive people insane. There we go. Turn on streamer mode. Because that's a lot of beeping going on for me. But yeah, he's just looking through it. It's like, okay, so that, it goes that way. Wait. He suddenly starts climbing up the boulders. No, not GM Mole. You see him climbing up and he's like, almost fell down there. It's an easy boulder to climb, but it looked like he almost slipped and fell off. So he gets up and then he walks over to a few of the boulders like, okay. If that is the finger, where is it? Could it be pointing sort of, or is it just played out that way? He's just staring at a set of boulders in front of him, like he's pointing. It's like, where is it? Like it's the index finger pointing towards something. Boy, are you pointing towards something? Is there something in that method? Anyone want to do anything with that? Because he's just looking at the distance.
I tap Carbuncle on the forehead, and Carbuncle runs up the boulder, up the guy's back, perches on his head, and just stands up on his hind legs to look around to see what's going on.
Delicate work here. Familiars. He's just staring ahead. He's just staring ahead, gazing towards. Not kind of straight, but more like a little bit of this area. It's like looking around for any specific something. Could it be that you pointed towards something subconsciously? Oh, you can hear him mumbling that for you. The carbuncle is like, subconsciously. It sometimes happens. Sometimes. Ooh. I don't see anything of note. It's because I... Tell me. Some of you see things we don't see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, can one of you get up here?
I would go, but I'm
You're affected.
exactly.
How high up is it?
Uh, it's about a 5 meter tall boulder where he's standing on right now.
Oh, fine. I guess jump and jump up.
Okay. Quick athletics check.
Really?
Yep,
Well, you're jumping.
you're jumping.
Yeah. Fair enough.
You're trying to jump up a boulder.
Ouch.
You think you jump gracefully, but to the surprise of everyone, you just jump and you jump face forward into the boulder. I think you jumped more forward and then you jumped up. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage by jumping straight into the boulder with your own force.
Ouch. I should stick to flying. Well, someone else can go. I'm done with it.
You should have jumped up, not forward.
I tried.
You okay?
No.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that?
I want to cast fireball at the boulder. Just fun.
So,
Maybe a firebolt won't hurt it, right? Firebolt.
you don't know
why not?
that.
I
You're
cast
gonna
firebolt. I'm mad at the boulder.
Makes sense.
Okay. The boulder is very slightly singed, but fine. It's like, you shot it in anger. I guess fire can be seen as an emotion of anger, so.
You want a firebolt as well?
Lady, I am more than capable of counterspelling that. But either way, I still require someone to come up here.
I'm not going.
Can I just summon my familiar to appear on top of the boulder?
Okay, it appears at the top of the boulder. And it's another familiar. Huh.
Oh, that's familiar.
Wow.
Wow, I haven't heard that joke since I was a child. Sarcasm very obviously dripping from that.
Okay, glad it's been a while.
Do you want the help or not?
I do. Okay.
And shut up.
Okay. I am following what I think is the index finger. Could also be the ring finger, but I think it's the index finger because the one next to it looks slightly thicker than the one to the other side, which looks tinier than the rest. So I think this is the index finger. Unless he was some sort of freak of nature. Which, to be fair, we all are technically featured freaks of nature, so either way, let's see if I'm correct. So, I'm looking into the distance and I see several things in the distance. More boulders, more rocks, more mushrooms, but the giant variety. But nothing that would have give me an idea of something odd. Like if I turn my head more like 45 degrees to my left, I see about the same thing, but I see elephant stand as well. If I look to the right, and such. So, what do you see up there?
Give me a moment, and I will start looking for my familiar's eyes.
Okay, cool. So you look for your familiar's eyes, and you're looking to the distance, staring. Quick perception check with advantage because you're higher up. Also, hi Cat. Now I can't read the result screen. Thank you very much. Ah, Cat, you rolled cat butt. I can see it to here. 25. Luckily, I have another screen over here where I can see the results. Handy. But here's cat butt, and there's the results. So 25 cat butts.
I rolled higher than 0.
Yeah. So, as your familiar and yourself gaze into the distance, you start looking around for anything that looks out of the ordinary. Patch of darkness. None of them are moving this time, so I guess that's not here. You see mushrooms, you see roads, and as you start to focus into the gaze, you see what looks like a pit of some sort in the distance, which catches your eye. Do you say anything?
Sorry, you cut out a little. What I see?
A
You
pit.
a pit in the distance, a small pit.
There seems to be a small pit of some kind in that direction.
A pit.
Yes, that's what I heard.
He looks into further distance and he's like, "No, I see no such pit."
So there is a pit.
Huh?
So there is a pit.
Well, not from my eyes, at least.
Yeah, but that means that there's a pit.
Yes, there is a pit. That means that the hand did subconsciously point towards something when the person perished and the hand became what it is today. So there is a pit there. I just can't see it, which means none of the soldiers can see it, which means it is most likely a hassle and some people might fall in and die. But at the same time, it's out of the. It might be. Wait, where is it? Where is it? I mean, I don't know how close it is to the road or any battlefields. By the way, Lucas, you know it's not near any battlefield nor near the road. It's quite far off the road in a direction that doesn't seem to be close to any of the caves or anything. So
It's not on the battlefield, it's not on the road, it's not near the caves. But if you can't see it, we should probably go take a look.
that is a good idea. In the meantime, I can do my little thing here and examine the arm. Oh, what mysteries it might hold.
So
So-
we're
Not
going there.
overly bothered with that, as long as it's smaller when we get back.
Oh, I can't guarantee that, but I can at least make some progress to my getting it small. Okay. Are you all gonna go further south?
I thought that was the plan.
Okay. So,
Sure.
you all decide to head towards the pit into the distance. With all of you looking towards it, except Poppy.
Well, I'm walking straight towards it, so
Yeah, you're following with it. And it takes you at least another 10 minutes before you're nearby there. Nearby the so-called pit. And eventually you find a about 8 by 8 feet pit in front of you. It's not very deep. I mean, it might be like 7 feet deep as well. Like it's 7 by 7 by 7. And well, you think it looks. While you get closer, you already notice that this thing is not been dug up with a shovel, but also it's not a naturally forming pit.
But it's not in the formation of the arm, right? That a boulder is missing or anything.
It's just the formation of the boulders. You're no longer there, but that's where the index finger was pointing towards.
Oh.
That's the lead you went off. You basically, Black Silver standing on top of the hand, followed the index finger's gaze, and then Lucas noticed that there was a pit in the direction he was looking at, but that he couldn't see it.
Looks like this pit was probably magically excavated.
Mhm.
You think there might be anything left in it?
Nothing? No comments? Just looking at the pits?
Poppy just looks over and then just walks forward a few more steps.
She gets off. She's getting awfully close to the pit, but she can't see the pit.
No. Watch out, Poppy. Don't
Watching?
fall in.
We keep walking.
Uh. I stop. Try to stop her.
Okay, how are you trying to stop her? Like I'm.
By trying to grab her arm.
Okay. Poppy, do you let this happen? Hey. Okay, apparently you successfully grabbed her.
Yeah, and it just look back like really cross, like.
You're gonna face plant in a pit. Do you really want to do that?
Fine.
So does anyone want to examine the pit or anything?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. You can nature check it to see how it will maybe form naturally and how natural it is. You can use an Arcana check to see what kind of magics are involved. You can do an investigation check for any odd details because you're trying to find out. You can do a perception check to find any objects or parts or maybe even gems if you want. Or here's the last one, which is actually the strangest one. Sorry, I need to ban a bot. You're indeed guilty. Guilty of being a bot. Get out of here. Yes, the username was guilty. There's another word which I'm not going to say, so that's going to keep it guilty. And the last.
What?
Nothing. I think I'll give it a moment. But let me finish the last roll. Or you could do a religion check to see if there's any cultural significance in any culture that you know of. Like maybe this is a burial site.
Nope.
Okay. So
I would love to help, but I can't see it.
if you roll you don't get any result. You can't see it. You literally can't do anything.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, eh.
You're the only one who can't roll.
Well, I can't roll. I'm just not gonna see anything.
Yeah, you can the other nat 20 is like, wow, ground. Really critically good ground. Magic. It's ground. It's magical. It's magical ground.
Must look really firm and solid to Poppy.
Lucas, are you rolling anything?
Yeah, I'll try an Arcana. There's something. See if I can determine the magic.
Okay. Osius? You've seen pits that be used for burial site. You try to think. And then you think more. And then you think more. And then you're like, there's a lot of cultures that use burial grounds. Like, they could use this as burial grounds. But you can't narrow it down. But, could be a burial grounds, definitely. But
I shared this information with the group.
Could be burial grounds.
Such insight.
Lucas and Blin, you look down and you try to examine how this hole could have been made with magic and the magic surrounding it. And you quickly find out that this hole wasn't literally dug out, but more or less this pit, there used to be something there, but it's just gone now. Like it was teleported out or snapped out of existence.
Hmm.
Oh, that's great. Nothing here.
Not that we can see, anyway.
Also, Emily, when you get a little bit close, you suddenly feel a pushing sensation. I need you to roll a strength check to make sure you don't fall into the pit.
Oh dear. Mm,
Let me check something. Let me check something. Hold up. Give me a moment. It's loading. It's loading. I'm checking the stats. I'm checking the stats. Checking the stats. Loads, dang you. If I don't have the stats, I can't determine. 12 and as you're about to fall in, you regain your balance and you stand up straight and you're like, oh,
well, that's weird.
What happened?
I guess I almost went in there.
You should be more careful.
Yeah, first I tell Poppy not to go in, and then I try to do the same.
So
Lucas, do you want to go in?
No,
Lucas, what do you respond?
no, I don't have a way of getting back out again.
It's a 7 feet deep pit. You can easily get out with a piece of rope.
Rope is your specialty.
But also, okay. Roll me D100.
Ooh.
Lucas, you have to.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You've actually that's interesting.
Did he get pushed into the pit?
No. It's more or less that Lucas, as you stare at this pit for a bit, you suddenly get a vision of some sort.
Oh dear.
You stare at it, and this pit, you do not see a pit anymore. What you see is what looks to be a stack of rocks that lead into some sort of entranceway for a cave slightly below. And when you look at it, you think it used to be a hovel, some sort of hovel here. The pit used to be a hovel, like like a small living area, maybe for some sort of campsite. You know what a hovel is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a hovel. And it's very vivid.
We think this place used to be a hovel of some kind.
Eh?
I don't know, I'm just getting that impression.
Is that a burial site?
It was a burial site. Where are the bodies?
Underground.
Really? How many cultists do you know that dig a 7-foot grave and then don't fill it in? That'll keep him busy for a while.
None?
So what do you do with this information?
Uh, 7 foot hole, you say? Hang on.
Yeah, 7 by 7 by 7, and you know
Yeah.
there used to be a hovel there.
That's a 5 foot. Okay. With this vision still apparently prevalent in my head, I'm going to cast Silent Image and essentially recreate what I'm seeing for the
Okay.
others.
Okay, even Poppy sees this because it's your silent image. So you reconstitute the hovel as vivid as you can do. While it is mostly 3D image, the other side of the hovel, you have no vision of that right now, and well, that picture is just blurry for you. But the hovel itself, you perfectly replicate it. The whole set of the set of stones that make the cave, the little bit of area in between it, and that goes a little bit deep, a little bit underground for a little bit of area. It wasn't a huge hovel or anything. It is still you could still at least still fit some people in there, but it's still a small hovel. And when you all look a bit closer, you can also look inside the hovel, and you notice that there was indeed a sleeping bag and some wood for an eventual flame.
That's odd.
Even for you, Lucas, you know that that's even odd for a hovel, but it's clear that someone used to be at this hovel.
I mean, this is what we see. Is it possible they teleported the entire house and literally, or the entire hovel and literally moved house? I mean, the dimensions are definitely too uniform to have been a natural occurrence.
You don't even nature check that. No, the whole shape of the pit just feels like it is artificial. So if something was there and it was removed by some sort of spell, that's a clear indication. Well, except for Poppy, who can't see the pit. So what could have been at this hovel?
That's a good question.
I'm confused.
You're confused. I'm glad the mystery is stumping you guys. Would any of you like to think of what do you guys want to? Okay, you now have this image of the hovel in front of you. You know someone's been there. Would you like to investigate this vision of Lucas in some sort of way to determine anything?
Maybe we can find footsteps of the creature or whoever was in there.
Now you're thinking, like, you have a vision of the past, what Lucas can see, what maybe the vision of the past what used to be here, but Lucas is receiving somehow. There could be hints here. So what do you want to do? You want to perceive, see any odd objects or footsteps, as you say. You can't nature check it because it's an unnatural occurrence. You can't get a good Arcana check of it because it's a magical image. So that roll will be with disadvantage because it's a magical image. So you could check if you see anything else magical in the image, but it will be a disadvantage because it's a magical image. But nature is off because it's a magical image that you just can't discern that well because magical image is distorting that. you can roll investigation, you can roll perception, and you can roll arcana. And if you see any point for any other rolls, you may ask and explain your logic. Yes, CSI Underdark, very much.
If I want to search for footsteps to see what if I can
That's
find them, and
perception.
if
That's perception.
that's perception.
That's 100%
Okay.
perception because you're looking for something specific.
Mm-hmm.
18. As you peek around looking for the image of footsteps, you look around this image of the hovel, and you hope to find some footsteps. And while you notice that most of the place is rock, inside the hovel you do see a layer of dirt, and there are indeed footsteps. At least two sets of footsteps that you can half discern. The first one are a set of smaller footsteps, looking like someone who just wore some heavy boots, maybe armor boots.
You do realize that it's footprints, right?
Footprints. Yeah, footprints. Thank you. You can at least discern that. The second step I see is larger. It's clearly some sort of creature with about 2 sets of toes. You aren't 100% sure, but you do not recognize this as anything specific right away.
Wait, so who has 2 sets of toes? That's weird.
Anyone else want to do anything with the sign image?
What
You-
if I want to try and figure out if I can recognize what it's supposed to be exactly? If I recognize if it's like supposed to be like a house or like a wine cellar or something.
The hovel is just a hovel. You can see the hovel fine because it's the silent image. So
Yeah,
it's,
okay. But if I recognize it as something specific, like it's supposed to be hold something. Like I said, a wine cellar is different from a normal cellar.
you can pretty much discern that this was more like someone's hideaway for something.
Okay.
Like that, you can naturally see that because of your ranger ability and the fact that you've had some sort of military training. You know that this hovel is meant to hide someone away, like the place to rest, anything. Considering there's literally a military base around the corner and there's a war place the other way, why would there be a hovel to hide someone away? Why from both sides of the conflict? That's the question you can ask yourself, Poppy. If you want more information, you have to insight it.
Okay, yeah, I thought that was insight that I needed to do for this. Okay, so may as well. Yeah. Hopefully it's a better roll this time. God. God damn it.
11. You try to think about this. You try to think of the military life you had in Lagana and why would things. The only thing that makes sense is if someone would have to hide away in a hovel close enough to a military base and close enough to battlefields of all things, but not somewhere safe, it means that whoever was hiding in his hovel could be seen as an enemy of both sides, but also maybe something to upset both sides. But even then, hiding in such a hovel and being this valuable is still a bit odd. It doesn't fully add up to you in your head, but you know for sure that whoever was in this hovel was probably wished away for a reason. It has to do with the conflict between the Illithid and the Chimerians. But why and how? You're not certain. You don't have enough insights for that.
Okay, I relayed that much at least to the others. That's what I can discern.
Maybe a traitor with something valuable to both sides that he didn't want either side to get their hands on. They didn't want either side to get their hands on. Maybe it was the person who knew where the arm actually was and what they'd done with it. mean, if the
Lucas, if you think about it for a quick moment, you know that line of logic doesn't make sense.
No,
Because the arm probably the arm made the hovel vanish. So it's like, maybe you don't know what the arm is. No, it's clear that the arm made that's the other way around. The arm made the hovel vanish.
Maybe the person had something dangerous to both sides done.
I'll just add the hovel to the map. And a nice little bright green around here where the D is. You may now use the map for references. I'll put the exact location of the arm also there.
Is Lucas getting anything remotely useful for the voices inside his head?
Well, you have been trying to zone them out for a bit. Because, you're not used to voices inside your head, so you try to zone them out. But when you try to zone into them now, it's very easy to zone in on them. Like, you feel like you're really close to one of the sources of the voices. Anyone else want to roll something or do something? Maybe in Ausius, maybe in Emberlin.
I did check the footsteps.
Ausius, any...
Is there any objects that we haven't seen yet? Because we've seen the sleeping bag and the wood for a fire, right?
Yeah. And the footsteps, that's what you've discerned so far. But anything else you have yet to discern, or maybe it's not discernible, you don't know that until you try something.
Can we follow the footsteps?
The footsteps mostly remain inside the hovel. Outside the hovel, it would just be rock, and that will not leave any footprints. Problem with the Underdark. The reason you can only see footprints in the hovel is because there's soot, dust, and such that could maybe leave some sort of impression of footprints. But outside of that, no. That's just rock.
Do the footprints inside the illusory hovel give an indication of which direction they're going?
They're going in circles inside the hovel, like moving. They mostly go inside the hovel and outside the hovel. And the two-toed ones mostly stay near the bedroll or near the campfire, while the ones with the clearly wearing some sort of boots is the one who goes the most inside and outside the hovel.
That's a lot of walking back and forth. Maybe they were paranoid.
Would you like to roll insight on that? Would you like to roll insight on that, Lucas?
Yes.
Sure, go ahead. Were they paranoid? Insight.
Does anyone else hear that? Sounds like they're getting closer.
Oh, I'm going to inside that.
You're going to inside Lucas. You're going to inside Lucas.
I just wanted to say the same thing.
God damn it! Attracted by the voices in my head again.
Lucas, you're trying to inside if they were paranoid, and then you're thinking like, wait. You look at Ausius. Suddenly you're being paranoid about Ausius for a moment, and then distracts you from the inside you're inciting. And Ausius, you notice that quote, it's like the voices sound louder, and you try to think, it's like, So Lucas ate that mushroom. The mushroom gives him voices, and the voices are louder. But with this place, there's a hole. Yeah, clearly Lucas is near one of the sources of the voices, like really close, but there's nothing there. Or is there something there after all? Or not really there?
We're in danger.
So yeah, that's what you think. So no. So I'm we have But yeah, you notice that you notice that Ozzy's staring at you, and that distracts you from your insight, and Ozzy's, you know what that yeah, there's something weird going on with him, and he's really close to the source.
What are you looking at us for?
Us?
Hey, the Freudian slip.
Maybe you've gone crazy.
He already was, right?
Suffering from mushroom sanity.
Not our
We
fault.
can
Oh, it
convince
is.
to that.
But yeah. Anything with the hovel otherwise, or are we gonna investigate Lucas now?
We're gonna search
Ooh, yes.
for more stuff, more items or anything.
You may roll an investigation to see if you see any interesting objects. You look around the place, and while the image isn't fully clear, you see a shape something, and it's some sort of staff. And you can't fully make it out what it is, but it's definitely a staff in there. The top end is obscured by darkness.
Wait a minute.
There used to be a staff here. Can't see it properly, but strange.
If only we had a staff.
I... Wait a minute.
Ah, of course. Here's my quarterstaff.
Okay, moving on.
Also, as you compare the staffs, the materials of the staff in the image is different from your staff, but you can discern that indeed this staff can be used sort of like a quarterstaff. It's taller than a quarterstaff. And it's different materials. But it's a good guess.
Third staff.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Lucas, what about your staff?
No, barking up the wrong tree. Didn't you say that was another pit? Let's go investigate that one.
No. It's fine. Let's just compare it.
Fine, I stand my stuff next to the one that this illusion is giving off.
Well, you can't be next to the illusion because you'll fall into the pit, but close to it.
Close to it, yeah.
Don't tell him that. Let him
Yeah.
fall.
But yeah, you try to compare it, and the design of the staff is not the same. But you do recognize that the material of the bottom part of the staff is similar to the material of the bottom staff of Lucas's staff.
Just as I thought, they're not the same.
Okay, so everyone's getting close to the pit, but no one is tempted to jump in like I was.
I am tempted.
Do you want to jump into the pit?
Yes.
Do it.
How are you jumping into the pit?
Feet first.
Okay. Can you roll me a quick? Yeah, do a quick athletics checks for me.
Oh no. 9.
Out.
You jump into the pit. Luckily, it doesn't burn, but you do trip and fall your knee. There's a little bit of pain, and you take like 2 points of bludgeoning damage. Nothing too serious, but it's still a bit. It's not a flawless landing. You can walk it off. But you're in the pit now, under the silent image,
Huh.
and the sediment below feels very soft.
Nice.
You feel this odd sensation, like something that this pit doesn't belong here.
What is this soft thing? Quarterstaff. Light.
You light up, and the softness is some sort of dirt you're standing on.
Oh. No skeletons? Weird.
Ugh.
Maybe it
Doesn't-
isn't a grave.
Yeah, there's no skeletons whatsoever.
Just a thought, if the sediment is all soft, can I use Mage Hand to sort of where the highest point of the illusory hovel would be? I send the Mage Hand down to the dirt of that point and start trying to like move some of the sediment out of the way.
You can totally do
So
that.
it's underneath the surface.
You can totally do that.
Okay.
Be right back.
Ooh, in suspense.
Sparky.
Oh, Jesus. Noises.
Yeah. Back.
Okay.
Hello.
So, so you're moving some of the sediment,
Yep.
some of the sediment aside, okay? You move some of the sediment aside. What do you think you would find there? Then more of some more rocks and dirt.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe they, rather than moving the house away, they sunk it down and made a 7-foot
No,
the pit that way.
no.
Worth a try. I chastise the voices in my head and say, "Stupid idea."
We did
Told you that would
nothing
work.
wrong. You did it
Wait.
by yourself.
Meanwhile, Poppy is looking down, trying to see Ozzy again, but just
She
seeing
can't.
dirt.
She just sees the floor. She just doesn't fall. All you disappear into the floor.
Yeah.
Frightening.
That was weird.
He's alive, don't worry.
You sure?
Yeah, we can still see him.
Okay. Looks down into the pit anyway, or at the floor, like.
I just look around.
Looking for anything specific?
No.
You're just looking.
Yes.
Quick perception check.
11.
You look around the place and you see more dirt, rocks, and stuff. Nothing that seems to indicate there was anything specific here, but there's still a lot of dirt, softness and dirt here, which is, I guess, kind of odd for a pit to have, but at the same time, it's a pit, so what do you know about pits? You're not a pit expert.
Is any one of you a pit expert?
Not last time I checked.
Okay, thank you. What about Bluey?
Huh?
Bluey. Good nickname. Oh, Bluey actually stayed behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Blackie.
can't you get him?
Silvery Black.
Uh.
Well, he does
Oh wait,
seem.
no. What about Blackie? Always mix
He
them
does
up.
seem a pit expert, but he won't be able to see the pit, so that would complicate things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. At least I'm safe here. For now.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ooh, what's that?
essentially nobody in the Underdark can see this pit, so I guess that's a good thing.
I wonder if anyone ever accidentally just fell into it.
There are no skeletons, so I guess not.
Would
Can
they
you not-
die though from that? Not that
No,
far down.
no, they will just make a nasty tumble, but they will survive.
But then they'll question, of
Uh.
course, like, where the hell did this fun come from?
And then they think they were buried. That
You
would be
wouldn't know
weird.
that. You wouldn't know what they see because you can look up from the pit. So
You
anyway,
know, that's actually interesting. So,
You could
Hey, me?
try. Yeah.
you have a rope?
What did you ask?
Do you have a rope?
Let me check, but I do know someone who has a rope for sure.
Lucas, I think that's you.
I have a rope trick. I know, but I have a rope.
Rope trick
You
requires
have
a
a
rope.
trick, but no rope.
I could be that good. I
I
have a
do
rope.
not have a rope.
Me neither.
I do.
What do you want to do with it, Poppy?
Can I borrow it?
Can you really deny her sweet little eyes?
Yes.
I
Meanie.
presume you wish to be lowered into the pit to see what the effects are from your perspective.
Yep.
Fascinating. Let's do it.
Okay. So I take the rope and tie it around my waist just in case. And then I start walking towards the pit to see what happens.
As you walk closer and closer, at any moment you think you fall over. You can fall. You keep walking. You keep walking. You keep walking. And finally, you stand where you think the pit is. Nothing happens. Which is really odd for everyone else looking because it looks like you're standing on thin air.
Cat?
As you look up, you see Poppy from below.
Huh. Hi, Poppy.
What? Where? Looks down at the floor.
Yeah.
Well, didn't expect that. That's for sure.
Interesting. So you're not just blind to the pit, you're physically unable to interact with it as well.
Yay for progress! She throws her hands up in cheer.
At least you didn't fall into it.
So that answers why nobody has fallen into the pit yet. They're unable to.
That's just weird.
Fair enough. That
What
answers
happens
the
if you
question.
try and reach up and pull her down?
Can I, or is it too high?
Well, shit, is the rope below? Is the rope below? Where's the rope? Where's the other end of the rope?
Carbuncle is holding on to it.
I'm not sure if they could hold your weight, but
Well, no one else was offering.
but no,
That's my
the rope.
rope. I'm holding on to the other end.
Okay. Do you toss it to Ozzy now? Does she want to do this test?
I presume if I slack off the rope so the more of it is in the pit, it's not just hanging in midair, it's actually dropping down.
Oh yeah, it does go through the ground according to
Yeah.
Poppy. It looks really like a glitchy video game where the rope physics just go through the ground.
Well, I'm just using no clip to just fly around.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, the rope slacks a little bit, slacks, and Ozzy, you can now reach it with your staff, you can pull it down.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
As you tug on the rope, and you both start pulling from both ends. So Poppy, you feel tug going backwards, and Lucas, you feel tug going into the pit. As this heavy set turtle is pulling it down.
Oh, shit.
You don't fall. None of you fall further into the pit, but you know he's doing it, so it has some sort of effect. Don't worry, you're still standing, but it's like, okay, now he can easily grab it. So what does Ozzy do? What do you do with this?
Guess I'll try to climb out.
You're gonna use the rope to climb out while Poppy's on the other hand and Lucas on the other.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
And now she looks like a balloon.
How heavy is Ozzy's right now? Pretty heavy.
Very heavy. I'm pretty sure if he tries, I'm just gonna go flop onto the floor.
Strength check for Lucas and Poppy.
Alright!
Look at that. I see Ozzy is trying to climb out of it. I'll let go.
Okay, then it's just Poppy with disadvantage.
Oh, God!
no!
Ah, the hell! That's like my best throw this entire session. Like, what?
2 strength saving, 12. Well, Poppy, she suddenly feel the weight of a heavy turtle pulling you down and trying to climb up, and all he does is you go, whap, and you stuck to the ground as this turtle is literally climbing up somehow, but at the same time, he's kind of stuck, and it's kind of painful. Ow, he goes. Ozzy, what do you respond?
You okay up there?
No!
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, and then?
Let's go.
Okay. He goes back down and stops trying to climb, and Poppy, you can get back up. You're not that injured, but it was pretty painful. You're not really injured, but it was pretty painful for a moment.
That's good.
Man, this hovel is keeping you guys stumped.
Yeah.
So, what do you do?
I've tried one more thing, and I hop up and try to see if I can just jump through the ground.
You just jump and you hop, but nothing happens. You just jump and hop.
Jeez.
Mhm.
I pout and I go back to the others. This is stupid. I can't do anything to help.
You tried.
Just purely as an intellectual exercise. What would
Sure.
happen if I stuffed you in the bag of holding, then went into the pit, and then let you out?
You gotta try and do something. You're gonna try and bend the rules. Well,
I mean,
does Poppy want to
Surely.
get? Does Poppy want to try this?
No.
That's what I thought.
like I said, purely hypothetical.
Well, I'm not doing it.
Didn't say you had to.
That was an interesting experiment where I had to think of the outcome for a moment. But no, anything you wanted to, anything else you guys want to do here, or does Ozzy just want to get out of the hole now?
Maybe we should
Yeah.
tell Black Silver about what we found. Maybe he can tell us something about it. Maybe he knows, or he forgot about it then probably.
Okay, do you help Ozzy out of the pit, or does Ozzy have to get out of the pit himself?
You can climb, right?
I guess.
It's 7 feet. It's not super high, but it does take a bit of practice. You might have to do a little bit of an athletics check real quick.
If you jump, don't jump into the wall. Jump or try to.
Oh.
Yeah, I have experience with that. Not funny.
9. It takes a bit of effort, but you do eventually get out of the pit. Let's just say you're no spider turtle yet.
Like that?
Yeah, you did well.
Okay.
Anything else? Anything else you guys want to do? Or you're going to leave the pit now.
Well, there's not much else we can do with it, I think.
I don't feel like we got very far.
We can't take it with us.
You can create an illusion of it and ask someone what they think.
Detectiving. Nice.
Wait, if we create an illusion of it, can Poppy see the thing or not?
Yes, you could.
Well, I
You
could
could see the
definitely see,
hovel.
yeah, I could see Lucas's illusion of it.
Okay. Oh.
Well, we could start with Black Silver, I guess. Try, something.
Yeah, maybe he might recognize what it might have been, aside from just a hovel.
Exactly.
Okay, they all return to Black Silver.
Yeah.
As you all slowly head back, and as you look around, you see on top of the boulders several pins with connected by wire on top of the boulders, and Black Silver next to it, holding the tube and tied to the wire, and it just goes left, right, just swaying left, right, left, right.
The pendulum.
Yeah, like a pendulum. And he's just writing down notes.
What are you doing?
Research. What else does it look like?
Swinging a pendulum?
Oh, it's not a pendulum, dear. It is a device that calculates the equilibrium of the magic within these rocks.
Okay.
And currently, the swing is slightly off from the left, which means there is a imbalance of some sort. Oh, it's a very interesting. Imbalance magic is nothing out of the ordinary. Most magic is kind of a playing with the unstable elements as it is. And he keeps writing it down, and he keeps writing down. But depending on where the imbalancement lies, is also like a personal signature. For example, if I would may, an easy example would be the Miss with the fire hair. She would probably have an imbalancement with a swing to the right, which indicates that her magic is more heat-based. You know, elemental fire or warmer elements like light, for example. It depends on how much the imbalancement is that will determine the elements, and also sometimes personality traits. That's what this little thing is for.
Okay.
It is complicated right now, but in theory, the device swings a certain amount to left and a certain amount right, and depending on how far it swings to the left and right, determines what kind of magic it is, and then the imbalancement of those swings determines the elements of the magic, and combined makes a magical personnel profile of some sort. It's still very complicated and still very interesting, but it's helped me understand some people's magics.
Okay.
Right.
Fantastic. Does it match anyone you know?
No. Clearly, if this is tied to the person who, to us, doesn't exist, I wouldn't know the profile anymore. Or have documentation about it. The problem with wish magics. But, at the very least, we have a direction of some sort of what this person was like.
Speaking of problems, Lucas!
Yes, we investigated your unseen pit in the distance.
Oh, lovely. Tell me what it was. Tell me what it was. I am very curious.
We don't know.
I can do you one better than that. And I cast Silent Image again.
Okay.
I'll show you.
Then he looks at the silent image. It's a hovel.
That much we figured.
Okay.
Can you
He's like-
deduce anything further?
Well, if the hand was unconsciously pointing towards it and the magic...
I blew up Malaysia.
Apparently someone blew up Malaysia. Thank you very much. But apparently if the hovel is a Gano, and the thing is pointing towards it, and the magic's tied to things, and it has to do with vanishing, it clearly means whatever the hovel is tied to is, and will always be, part of the mystery of why everything is screwing with our perceptions and everything. So let's write things down. Because clearly this person, at the moment of the whatever magic it cast, was in heavy doubt.
Okay. You want to
Here.
know something more complicated?
What?
Ozzy, points to Ozzy,
Can climb into the pit. I can't. I walk over it.
That indicates some sort of matter manipulation. But to do it at that level, that is an unstable side effect. I'm guessing the desire to hide any evidence of it made it so that technically a pit would exist, but at the same time, those affected by it, they would not know, they can't even confirm its existence in any type. It is an unstable side effect. Interesting.
Are there things you do not find interesting?
I find the rocks behind me not interesting. Does that count?
Sure.
Exactly. There's a lot of uninteresting things, and that's why I don't mention it. I don't go, not interesting, not interesting, not interesting on any day.
Just go interesting, interesting, interesting.
Makes it just... Either way, the device is clearly working as intended. And that. So, there used to be a hovel there. There might have been a... What else could that mean? It means the person who died here wanted to have... Wished that the hovel was obscured from reality. Obscured from reality... By making it a pit... And then making it unable for us to even interact with such pit. Yet being able to have to hide the things... this person must have been in a... When this person perished, they might have been in a panic. There's a lot of inconsistencies to how this spell performed in certain areas, which indicate it was a panic cast. Like the person drew his last breath and did this sort of last wish as fast as possible before their life fully gave out.
Well, we did see 2 sets of footsteps inside. Any chance one is from the one who died and the other one he tried to hide that person?
Depends. What kind of footsteps were they? Footprints, you mean?
Oh, there was a step of smaller footprints. It looks like they were heavy boots, and then a larger set of footprints. And it was a creature with 2 sets of toes, if that makes any sense.
Random thought occurs. What does an Iflid's foot look like?
Depends on the type. Remember, Iflits can take different shapes and sizes depending on the host body, depending on depending on what they are, and several other factors like how powerful they are and form. So there are many different recorded incidences of different footprints from Iflits.
Any of the 2-toed variety? Any other
Yes.
local Underdark denizens that are 2-toed?
Yes. In fact, the two-toed variants indicate a possible large creature incarnation. And we tried to narrow it down where these host bodies could come from, but the most likely suspects are Loxodons.
What's a Loxodon?
I mean, Oz just met one.
It's an elephant-like person.
Oh, okay.
And
Have
as
you
you...
seen any Chimerians wearing heavy boots?
Oh, plenty within the military. Like, some of our knights and fighters would wear such things.
Wait, hang on. So you're telling me the 2-toed print was likely some sort of Ifidid Luxodon host? The other footprints and heavy boots could well have been one of your people.
That's
Why
what
would 2 races who hate each other be in the same place? On a hovel meeting.
That is something I do not know, but that is very concerning, considering... How would I say this? A soldier of ours dies, hides his own identity, hides a hovel where a soldier has a meeting with a Loxodon-hosted Iflit. What does that tell you?
I don't know, but I think I saw a play like this once. It didn't end well for them.
Exactly, I guess.
So they were friends?
Possible. But there's just one thing, it doesn't add up. And that has to do with the fact how the map works. Iflitstan is located in such a way that that we can monitor both caves and the battlefield, so we can to make sure that no Iflits sneak by. Now, there has been sneaking bys. We'll be honest, not all of them get caught. Mostly the ones of the smaller variety sometimes slip by. It's why the force of Evergiving was gets overrun sometimes. It is just a problem we can't deal with. If an Ifrit goes by, we will notice them because they have a high arcane presence. But the smaller varieties, like let's say Intellect Devourers, they might slip past because of their lower profile. So, now the question is, how would an Ifrit sneak by us, be able to befriend one of us, or even take control of one of us, if possible, and yet hide in a hovel? If this is where one part of the story does not make sense to me, it's Ifrit behavior.
Maybe you've got it the wrong way round. Maybe the Ifrit was the prisoner.
But then why keep it away from us? We've had Ifrit prisoners in our jail cells before, so why hide away from us? And
Maybe
now
they were in love.
love? How Ifrits do not exactly feel love and companionship as we do. More like they sense a way to make a stronger host. They do. It is their nature. But here's the biggest question. So, it doesn't line up with one of our soldiers. It doesn't line up with one of the Ifrit's behavior. So, it means that, in theory, this Ifrit had to be cloaked from our senses, hidden away in the hovel for some reason, away from other Ifrit and away from us. And only this soldier that is at the hovel and the soldier, who could be the same person that died here, knew about this. And now this becomes the reason why. You could say love, but then the question becomes, what kind of Ifrit would degrade themselves to be working away from the others, to sit in a hovel for a potential strong host, unless there's something else going on? It doesn't add up. There's
Well,
a missing implement.
There's two factions of Iflits, right? There's the normal ones and the spoiled ones.
They're the same faction per se, they're just two different types of Iflit. But
Right, but what? But they're not getting along, are they?
he looks curiously at you. What do you mean? What do you mean? Are you saying they are actual two factions?
Well, think about it. If would explain why two members of your species are hiding from both sides.
Two factions.
Two members of two
How
different
would-
species are hiding from both sides, even.
So why would the Iflit split into two factions? There are hive minds. That means there are two hive minds formed within the same hive mind. Would
But what if someone breaks away from the hive mind?
they would most likely perish because of psychic lack of communication. Their powers would be diminished, and they might have to consume as much as they like before they perish in a painful, hungry death. But it is possible, but only if this person or this one Iflit has the capacity to become an Elder Brain. that is the only exception, and even that exception has to be an exception on that rule.
But it's not impossible.
Technically not. But how do you sustain
No.
such a thing that needs brains at a constant pace? Because elder brains require quite a lot of intellectual power to sustain itself. Even those who have potential need a higher quantity of brains or intellectual waves, so to speak, to nourish itself. Unless it's able to get it via another way.
Maybe
Oh,
it did.
we did meet someone who could clone himself. That would
Maybe they're feeding off their own kind.
create a lot of brains.
Clone him, someone who can clone themselves. Oh dear, that would give a lot of research potential. And what did you also
That's
say?
your friend.
I don't think he pulled that one off.
What if he did it? He doesn't remember.
Well, that is possible, but then the question becomes, if he did, and that becomes a big mess.
At this point, it's the one explanation we have that does fit all the. You don't know how it fits, but it fits.
It fits to a degree, but there's still other possibilities. There's just something. The main question basically becomes, why would the Ifrit be in a hovel, and how would you sustain such an Ifrit?
Well, we also saw a staff. I don't know if that means anything.
A staff of an Ifrit just means what would I say? What kind of role they would have in a society? For example, the one your friend takes along, that's clearly a weapon of some sort. So that would indicate someone of a low rank, someone who is still honored within the Ifrit community, but not as important as, let's say, someone who has the potential to become an elder brain, or someone whose intellect is praised within the ranks. Even though they're hive mind, they're still individual factors because of their host bodies. The potential of both the host body and the Ifrit itself determines mostly what possibilities are possible, as well as age.
So then the staff indicates that he did not become an elder brain.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what kind of staff it is. It would take at least a few days of paper to even find out what kind of staff it is, depending on how much we see the staff.
We can just not see the top of it.
And the top is mostly the most important part to determine what kind of power the staff brings, and thus determining the rank. Either way, it seems the mystery is getting a bit more interesting. And as for the magic here, at least we know it was what kind of cast it was. We know a little bit about the person who died, but there's just so much more questions remaining. Alas, I cannot give you a direct answer right now.
Some things are only getting more and more confusing.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of personalities did you pick up from your pendulum?
Considering the swing is about 35 degrees to the right and about 24 degrees to the left, I would say this is someone of a level-headed person, but a bit reckless and trying to be noble in his actions. But the spell was cast in a because of especially the 35-degree angle over there. It means that the spell cast from his arm and still active at this point was cast in a panic. If it was 30 degrees to the right, it would have been a normal cast, so to say. Trust me, to tell you all the mechanics and how to read everything, and depending on how much degrees and everything, that takes a while to explain. I am still working out this. There's still some problems in the system itself that I have discovered that I still haven't kinked out yet. The device is still experimental, but this is the best way to read these kind of scenarios, at least at the moment.
He was in a panic to hide his illicit companion.
And itself.
He was dying.
That much was obvious. This was clearly what we would call the dying wish. A magic.
Why would he have to hide himself if he was dying?
Mayhaps by hiding itself, it would hide any trace of whatever happened at the hovel or such things from anyone within the Underdark.
My head hurts.
Yeah, mine too.
Well, if hypothetically, if you just rescued Niflid, an enemy of your people, because you took pity on it, but could it be perhaps that his dying wish was, please don't let anyone find out what I did?
That would be the simple answer, and that would indicate all these possible variables of not remembering, not seeing things, not being able to interact with certain locations, and several other factors. But there's just one big but. There is just too much nuance to it. Because if the lyrics are don't let anyone find out what I did, then removing yourself is not the correct outcome. In fact, the only thing you have to do is remove one factor. The only person who could witness it. At that point, no one will know. There's nuance to this. He may have done it in a panic, but there was nuance to it. I do not think the wish was, please don't let anyone find out what I did. The intent doesn't seem right. Because the last thing that doesn't make sense for that is this arm right here.
And if you hide the pit, why would you point? Oh, maybe he pointed at it while he was dying and then hit
Subconsciously.
himself. As in, like, hide myself and that couple.
That's more possible. This is why I thought it was subconsciously pointing, but it might have been consciously as well. At this point, we cannot determine that. Either way, the pit or the hovel clearly was wished out of existence. Because you've confirmed one fact for me there. And that your companion over there, who is clearly affected by the spell, has no real way to confirm its existence without outside help. And that to me tells at least one thing. It is based on removing something from existence. And yet it was only for the hovel. And yet for the body and the arm itself, it could not be removed from existence. Because there needs to be an anchor for the magic to keep going. That's
So there
right.
was So there was something about the hovel that needed to disappear, but we don't know what.
Or
Exactly.
someone.
And this place right here, this arm, is the anchor to it all. It needed to continue to exist without being visible, without anyone knowing it, just so it can keep whatever it is out of existence for some sort of outcome. But the fact that it's anchored pretty much means that the magic has to keep going for a reason. Because if you say, I don't want something to exist, you just erase it completely. This is literally move it out of existence and keeping it there. Why keep it there if you can just make it disappear forever?
If we destroy the anchor, as in the arm, would it come back into existence?
That's definitely true. But you would also unleash the full magic of the what's stored in the arm that's still going.
Which is probably not a good idea.
It might cause side effects. Not major side effects that we can't fix, but there will be side effects. But if the spell is broken, whatever was it, the hovel would return, and if there was something at the hovel very much important, it will come back with it.
Well, we're not getting anywhere. Shall I fireball the block?
But my gear is... I guess it would be the most direct way of finding out. He just unplugs the wires from the silver thing and puts it in his pocket.
Are we allowed to? I thought you had to bring it back.
At this point,
True.
At this point, I don't really care if you blow it up or not. Like, if it's your mission to bring it back, you're gonna have to explain why you destroyed it. Maybe it's good enough reason. You don't know. I don't know what your mission or what the purpose of the mission is. But I don't mind you blowing up. It could get some valuable data about destruction of wish magic.
Yeah. I think Onyx Black will understand.
So, you want to blow it up? I want you to confirm it for me.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna turn off the music because we're gonna have some fun here.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
So,
Okay, rolling initiative.
no, we're not rolling initiative. It's not battle. It's not battle because you're just gonna do something reckless. I know that. But there is recklessness to this, but there's also you have to succeed in it. So let's see.
I moved 20 feet away.
What is your plan of attack? What do
Poppy
you...
runs after.
Evelyn, what is your plan of attack here? You now
Oh,
have
I
these
asked
several boulders.
yeah. So I asked Black Silver. So if you would want to break the anchor, which of one of these would you break?
The most middle part, which would be the wrist section, which would split off towards the palm and the fingers. If you break that point exactly, the magic will be severed from the two ends and can no longer connect to each other and would slowly fizzle out. But it can also just gush out everywhere, as you so to speak. See it like veins in your hand, and if you take out the wrist where your aorta is, well, it's gonna probably kill it. It could probably bleed out, but at the same time, it might be a messy bleed out or it might be a still bleed out. That I don't know.
Okay. Let's just try it, I guess.
Okay. He just slowly steps back when he holds his middle hand and is like, I am ready to observe. Puts a little monocle over his eye, and looks at it.
I duck behind behind Lucas and just peek out.
Ozzy, what are you doing?
I'm fine here.
Oh, you're just standing where you're. I'm fine.
Yep. This is fine.
But this is fine. Beam on the screen. Okay.
Oh dear.
So you're gonna throw a fireball at it.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay. Anything specific with the fireball?
Just trying to demolish that middle rock.
Okay, you're gonna go throw at the wrist boulder, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be a fireball, a pure fireball, like the standard fireball.
And will that actually shatter the rock or not? Will it
Considering
do
rocks are
enough
very
damage?
hard to burn.
Well, what other damage type? Because I can change it.
Yes, you can.
Anyone had a great idea what would work?
Roll me a
I
nature.
have.
You can roll me a nature check to
Oh,
figure out what the best way is.
yeah, that does make sense. Or it does not. Any help, please?
You're like, rock, I want to fire at it. Fire's not effective. What else is effective?
That-
Fire! Wait, no.
Yeah,
Scissors.
fire, more fire. Whatever.
Water?
Wait, us.
Paper.
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 Water?
Well,
Uh,
Us is still standing next to me, so he's the only one I can ask, I
Yeah.
guess.
Osseous, nature check for you too.
Oh, okay.
16. Well, fire can be used to break a rock, so to speak. It's really, really, really hard, and it has to be really, 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 really hot, like magma, because magma melts rocks. You probably know what magma, but you also think about possible experimentation, and then you're like, right. In the winter, if you unfall a rock incorrectly, it might splinter because of the change from cold to heat. So, what if you could make the boulder very cold and then very, very hot at once? Would it then start to splinter and crack?
How could I make it cold?
Uh,
Nope, got nothing.
well,
But here's relay the information.
I can change the damage type to cold damage and
Yes.
then fire damage. So one cold fireball. How did it even look? An ice ball.
We
And
would
then
call that a
fireball?
frostball.
A frostball.
Ice ball.
Um. Okay. Guess I'm going to try that. First a frostball and then a fireball.
It cannot dodge, it will take full damage. So roll me first the frostball.
Is it just the same? Yeah.
It's the same, but
Damage
it's
is
just the same damage, but it's cold damage instead of heat damage, instead of fire damage.
Yeah. It should be -4 because it's not fire.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mhm.
Like so it is. So it takes 38 cold damage. 38 cold damage.
And then fireball.
Yeah.
Oh, that was.
38. 32 heat damage. Okay. So you throw the first ball, and the flames turn white, and then you throw it, and as you hit, the boulder starts being encased in frost. Like the moisture all becomes frozen. It looks ice cold. It's not an ice rock, but it's more like there's clearly some ice forming on top of the rock, and the rest of the party looks at it and just sees you literally throwing a fireball, but the rock looks a bit frozen. It's like,
Do they?
what?
But I see a fireball, but the damage is just different.
Yeah. It's like,
Mhm.
interesting, interesting. A frost elemental fireball. And then you prepare the second one and you throw it at it. You see the stones start to heat extremely fast, from the extreme cold to the extreme heat. It starts building up, and it starts to form cracks because of the rapid shrinking and expansion of the cold and heat. So you see cracks forming on the boulder. It's still holding on, but it's clearly cracking at some places. And it's like, clever. Cold and heat conduction, forcing the rock to splinter by rapidly freezing and rapidly heating.
Mm,
It's not broken,
Mm.
but there are splinters and cracks in it towards the inside.
mm. I can throw a magic missile at it for some force damage.
Yeah,
Try
but
to
do you have
make
any?
the cracks bigger.
You might want to do something more explosive damage.
Boom damage.
Which damage do you mean?
Well, there are cracks in, so you can actually get more to the center of things. So is there anything you could fire inside those cracks that could explode from the inside, using that would force it to shatter? Anyone
I
else?
don't know.
No.
I would say water, but I don't know if that's gonna work.
Well, you have a way into the boulder now where the magic horse might be, so you might be able. But so maybe that could also be it. You know, there's magical runes in there probably. And if those are broken, well, I don't think you need to know what happens if magical runes get disrupted.
You keep saying force, but no force damage.
I say you could do it, but you need to think what you're targeting.
Mm,
The cracks as deep as they go. Just try.
So you just want to shoot into the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roll, please. So that's three. How many? How many did you shoot?
Oh yeah, of course. Um,
Magic
I
missile's
can
not
do
as.
two. Yeah, I haven't used it in a while. So 3.
Okay, you shoot 3 points of bolts into the cracks at random locations. Well, it does hit. It doesn't seem like it did much.
You know what? Screw this. I am
maybe,
using disintegrate.
You're gonna disintegrate it.
Yeah, I'm
hang
done
on,
with this thing.
Okay.
hang on. Maybe we need a level of force somewhere between magic missile
Yeah.
and inspiration.
Disintegration means like poof gone.
Yeah.
And we kind of need it.
Well, it's just the one boulder gets destroyed.
Yeah.
Well,
Which is exactly what we don't want.
I've been trying to be gentle with it, fireballing at it, but it just calls for disintegration.
So you
yeah,
want
yeah.
to disintegrate the singular wrist boulder.
Oh, does
How
that
about
even
we
work?
try something a little less than the spells of mass destruction?
Okay. Does
Well,
anyone
you
want?
try it then.
Okay.
If it doesn't work, I'm gonna disintegrate that thing.
Yeah,
So,
fair enough.
Disintegration.
Gotta be something else we can do.
Integration would be the least explosive. Would be very. Well, to be fair, it could be very explosive. He's just mumbling, like he's not even sure what would happen if he disintegrated.
I ignore him. I'm going to prepare a 3rd level chromatic orb,
Yeah.
shift it to force, and aim for the cracks where hopefully the magic missile has weakened it.
So you're gonna just fire in one of the cracks.
Yes.
Okay. You may go ahead.
Sort of like she's driven in the chisel, now I'm going for the hammer.
More like you're gonna throw a bomb in there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah. Awakened spellbook, I can do that.
Yep. You should be
Okay.
able to.
Yeah, I was like, there's no force here for a minute, and then I'm like, oh, yeah.
Use the force, Lucas.
Order of scribes, I can do that. So
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
this says acid, it's supposed to be force.
Yeah. Use the force, Lucas.
So,
Wow.
okay, 22 points of force damage right in the crack.
You throw it. You throw the orb right into one of the cracks. As the orb explodes into force, forcing it, well, deep into the things. You hear a ting sound inside the crack. Then you see little streams of light coming out, and all of you get the instinct of get
Duck.
down.
Yeah, I was about to say duck. Yeah, duck.
It's like, oh, that's a critical. He eventually dives away. So, you all dive away?
Yes.
Ozzius?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Ozzius? Oh, you're gonna keep standing?
Oh
Yeah.
god.
He's
I
gonna,
mean, well,
You know
Yeah.
what? I'll just crawl into my shell.
okay, you're just gonna do the turtle thing.
Oh yes.
yeah, I'm just going for the floor. If Poppy's close enough, I'll take her down with me.
Yeah, I'm standing behind you, so
Oh, perfect. I just turn and barrel you to the floor. And
Okay, a moment. I've rolled something. I need to look up something real quick.
oh, there's an oversight. Why did I never take shield? That would have been handy.
I have
Well.
it. It might come in handy now.
Lessons for later.
Okay. The glow increases as the magic within is fully released. The boulder explodes into many pieces, and the magic effect sprays out across you all. You all feel uninjured, and clearly the magic within the boulders all start to dim out. You all seem all fine.
Okay.
I go up to one of the
Very good.
nearest boulders and use detect magic to check the boulder.
There's still little hints of magic, but they're all slowly petering out.
The magic's going away.
You've
We
not
should
hear
quickly
Poppy? No,
check out-
wait. When you said
Oh.
Poppy say that, she's like, it seems the magic is petering out. You know, she says it shoutingly.
Just out of curiosity, do you see a pit over in that direction?
Also, you also have to shout that for some reason.
Oh, everyone is deaf.
No, everyone has to shout.
Okay.
Everyone, if in the nearby area has to every time they talk, they're gonna have to shout.
I
You would
roll
be
my
con-
eyes. at
For the
this
next
and
minute,
think,
every time you talk, you're shouting. It's just a minute.
What? Okay.
I was like,
I
Okay,
roll
dude.
my eyes at
ah!
this
And you can hear Lexo shouting loudly. Ah! Well, magic side effect. We are now shouting. Interesting.
I roll
Random.
my eyes at this indignity and I just cast message on Poppy. Do you see a pit in that direction?
What?
Looks over.
Stop shouting!
You
You stop
first!
shouting!
No need to get angry.
You started it!
I roll
I
my
didn't.
eyes loudly.
Oh, Lord.
After about a minute of shouting at each other, your tone of voice is turned back to normal.
What was that?
Still shouting! Oh, we don't have to anymore.
Possible magical side effects. It turned into kind of a wild magic reaction because of the chaotic nature of the spell. It's a rare side effect, and we simply had a simple side effect that we had to shout while the magic was pouring out in a violent sense. We're fully... On the plus side, we're all fully unharmed. Could have been much worse, but the worst effect could be that we all got all personal fireballs in our face.
Not
Oh,
again.
or disintegration. Maybe we should check out the hovel again.
So let's see. Do
Or
I remember
maybe it's back.
anything new? I don't know. That's the problem. That's the thing about memory. If you suddenly have new memories, you won't remember not know having those memories. So it feels like I'm still the same. Does that make sense? I guess it makes sense.
Kinda. So do we go to the hovel to see if we can see it?
Makes sense.
Well, like I said, could you see the pit from up there? 'Cause
Well,
if you
I'm
look
not
at
on.
there's the
I'm
pit.
not on it. I'm just next to it.
okay, do you all want to look at the distance of the pit / where the hovel would be?
Yeah.
Perception.
Perception. I said perception.
I mean, if you can see the pit, then something's changed in your perception.
Oaks.
Poppy, when you look into the direction of where the pit would be, well, there is... Where the pit would be is a patch of darkness.
That's not supposed to be there.
If you all look in the direction, you all see the patch of darkness.
Woo! It's the
Oh,
patch of
wonderful.
darkness. Oh no, wait, I'm still in my shell. I don't know.
Maybe there was a good reason you tried to hide it. Whatever. Just appeared. Oops.
And it's like... And then Black Silver looks and says, whatever do you mean? There's just a patch of darkness there. There's nothing odd about a patch of darkness. Patches of darkness happen all the time in the Underdark. Lighting here it kind of gets wonky during certain times of day. You're acting like the darkness is a bad thing. It's like, it's all natural here. I mean,
It
most
got
of...
us lost.
Well, that's what
Yeah,
darkness does! If you don't have a good light source, and you don't have a good map and compass, you start going into circles without knowing it. Because every rock looks the same. It's like, you just have this feeling that he just thinks you're all stupid.
Lucas, couldn't you
What was
communicate
your
with
field
it?
of stu- What exactly was your field of study again? Stating the bloody obvious.
Oh, that's me most of the times.
Yeah, exactly. We've already got one of those.
I'm walking in the wrong direction.
You're redundant.
Oh, that is good banter. That's like, my field of expertise, if you want to know,
No,
is magical fields.
No. Lucas, couldn't you communicate with the darkness before?
Ah, yes. Darkness, my old friend.
It's not that he seemed like someone like to communicate with darkness. He's saying there's a magical darkness entity. Well, those do exist. I mean, there are many types of beings that only exist in the darkness and such things. So, I guess that makes sense.
What is this, Kingdom Hearts?
What's a Kingdom Heart?
Sounds convoluted. Let's not go into it.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you do?
Oh, Lucas should go into the darkness.
Do we have to?
No, Lucas should. Don't.
I don't wanna.
You don't have to go. We'll just throw Lucas in.
But then-
Put him on a rope. Put him on a rope, then pull him out and see if you find anything.
Or we can just let the rope go.
Well, we need the information from him, so we do need to get him out again.
Aw.
Yeah, that didn't work last time, did it? When I was in the middle and you somehow both managed to let go.
That is true,
Another
actually.
So I'm guessing you're eventually going to head towards the hovel, so to speak, or no, the darkness.
Yeah, well, that's what we're supposed to do.
Okay.
Is that darkness moving? Or just
No, it's just staying there.
How do we
Okay.
know that's the right darkness then?
The finger is still technically there. You just blew up the wrist. Anyway, I might, with the magic fully dispelled, I might be able to revert what is undamaged back to its original state. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to study here for a bit and help to undo the form of the arm back into an arm. It might be broken in half, but it will be at least a carryable size at that point. So, good luck with your quest. And he goes towards the boulders and starts writing things down again.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah, if we need somebody to be useless, we'll come back to you.
We already have Osseous.
So you head towards the patch of darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You all head towards where the pit / hovel / darkness is. And after a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes, you arrive there at the edge of darkness. And you just look at it and yeah, you're just staring at darkness at this point. Anything you want to do?
Oh, Lucas. Good luck.
I step into the darkness.
When your first foot goes in, the darkness starts to fade away and move and reveal the hovel.
Ooh.
That was anticlimactic.
But there's one thing. The campfire inside the hovel's lit. There's still a dark corner inside the hovel, but the campfire at the hovel is lit.
Hello, anyone home?
There's
No
no
response?
response, right? There's no response.
Well, the fire is nice. Maybe we should just sit next to it. Yeah, fire is nice. Always.
Okay. Anything you guys gonna do?
Sit by the fire, yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll get out of my shell and join you.
Oh, you've already gotten out of your cell by now, by the way. You've moved to a new location.
Oh.
Yeah, you moved away from the boulders to the hovel. The hovel is further away from the boulders, remember?
Ow.
We didn't carry you.
Well, technically, you've still got my rope. We could have dragged you the whole way on your shell.
Yeah, or I just found out that you're no longer there.
What is it, Ozzy? Do you just find out you're no longer there?
Yeah.
Okay, then Ozzy is gonna miss out this. Pretty much Black Silver looks at you, just like, still here? Oh, right, you were. Sorry, I mistook you for a silver boulder for some reason. Really calculating.
That would be the first time.
You don't see much sort of a silver shells. I do apologize. I was too caught in my own calculations.
Where'd they go?
To the patch of darkness where that pit used to be.
Ooh, goody. Patch of Darkness. Runs.
Okay.
In the wrong direction.
Huh,
Yeah.
I can see why the tortoise. I can see why the tortoise beat the hare.
Wow. Haven't heard that one since I was young.
Oh, good lordy.
So, you keep writing that. So, you'll be a little bit later, Ozzy, but yeah, the rest is at the hovel. And do you head to? So, who's heading in towards the hovel first?
I will.
Okay. You slowly approach the hovel, and you just get closer, and you just get closer, and do you know those voices inside your head? Nothing.
Yeah.
It's silent. Silent at the moment. You don't know why, but it's just silent. It's peaceful.
Oh, now you all decide to take a freaking nap. Yeah.
So you step closer and closer towards the hovel, and you see that this lit campfire. And as you step closer, you see the bedroll, you see the campfire, you see that part of that staff that's no longer obscured by darkness, but it's definitely a staff that is longer than you are, Lucas. And yes, you do recognize the emblems as Iflit emblems on the side of it. It is indeed an Iflit staff.
Do I recognize what they mean or represent, or just the fact that they are Iflid emblems of a sort?
The words say one thing: potential.
Ooh. Assuming there is somebody in here and they value that staff, I'm going to try and provoke them to show themselves by reaching out to take it.
Well, the moment you grab the staff, Lucas, you have to roll a D100.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Good news.
93?
Yeah, I got some good news for you though. As you try to grab the staff, you feel a force stopping you for a second. Something tells you you're not fully allowed to touch the staff. Something deep down, something powerful, primordial, something that could squash you like a bug. And even though this presence looming over you is trying to stop you, in all your willpower, you decide to just go on with the plan regardless and grab it and pull it towards yourself.
So some
Huh?
all-powerful thing basically telling me stop it, and I do it anyway. And
Yes.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you were still going
like
in your
it.
action. You were still going into your action of doing it. Like,
Okay.
but yeah, your idea to provoke it, you have provoked it, and it's in whatever you provoked, it's provoked. It's
Uh-oh.
let its presence known.
Okay.
But here's the thought. Why did it just kill you on the spot right there?
It's been in isolation for God knows how long. Perhaps it's weak.
So is there anything else you guys do? You just hold your staff now. Like it's like for you guys, it looked like Lucas just grabbed the staff and pulled towards it. But for Lucas, like, oh. So
Well, that's the stuff we saw.
Well, that did nothing.
yeah, the staff is at least I'd say about 2 meters longer than Lucas.
That's pretty big.
Something here is either powerful or compensating. I got an odd sensation when I grabbed this, like someone didn't want me to have it.
So put it down again.
No.
That's being mean.
Am I being mean, Lucas?
Show yourself. And I might give it back.
Thinking.
We're not here to hurt you.
I didn't say that out loud, right?
Actually, I still have detect magic on.
That staff is full of very powerful magics. This is the most powerful magical thing you've ever seen, Poppy.
Okay, I'm just looking around and looking at the staff, looking away, doing a double take, like,
Lucas?
Yes.
That staff has a lot of magic in it, like, a lot. Like, so much, I've never seen so much magic in one place before.
Probably why they didn't want me to touch it.
You should probably not hold on to it then.
And at that point,
How
Ozzy starts
powerful
running,
is the
starts running into the scene. And the first thing he sees is Lucas with a large staff, and then you may make the joke.
That's a big rod.
That's a big rod. Awesome.
Okay.
Okay. But that's it. And anything else? I know it was a disruption, but we're still in the middle of something.
I beat the hair, by the way.
Well, if the staff is that powerful, how powerful must the owner be?
Well,
Hmm.
from out the darkness of the hovel, in a blink of an eye, something grabs a hold of the staff and tries to pull it out of your hands, Lucas. Do you hold on?
Just out of curiosity, what is the staff made out of?
Some sort of obsidian type rock.
Rock.
I know what you're trying to do, but it would also hurt you, by the way. I'd like to
Nothing
point.
of value would be lost.
I mean, you can't blame a guy for trying.
No, you can't. But I don't think that contest would work for you in the favor for you against whatever you're trying to contest with that spell. I think you would kill yourself first with that, then make the creature let go of it.
On that note, something has grabbed the staff.
Yeah.
Do I see a hand?
No, you see a white-looking tentacle grabbing it. Also, strength check. That's the strength check.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I want to try and grab onto the staff long enough to make contact with the tendril. But we'll do the strength check first. Just
I'm gonna say good luck.
oh, it's not like I'm trying to keep on the staff. I literally just want a chance to lay hands on the tentacle.
Gross.
11.
I hate to say this, but you're not beating it for a long shot.
Yeah.
Not 20. Not 20.
Oh god damn. Yeah.
They got a nat 20. So it's like,
I was gonna snatch it.
so
away
it's
before I
like,
get a chance
you
lay
try
hands
to
on
hold
it.
it tighter, and then it's like, whoop, and you Lucas fall over backward because of the pure strength display of strength there. You may say weakened, but that was just it trying to take the staff from your hands, and it just knocked you over with just pulling on the staff. And then it pulls
Okay.
the staff into the darkness. By the way, the patch of darkness is really small, and yet it pulled in that large staff. Like, this is like half a foot of darkness, like half a cube, and it just pulled it in there. That's not natural darkness at this point.
Maybe I should, as I get to my feet, maybe I should rephrase my request. I'd like to talk, and I hold up the amulet.
Suddenly, a large gust of wind blows through the cavern around you and blows out the flame from the hovel, filling it with darkness.
Ah!
The light still shines where you are, but the hovel is now completely covered in darkness. You see two red eyes in the darkness. It's just looking at you. And then you see the staff tipping out and a large hand holding it. It's a white hand putting the staff forward. Then you see an arm attached to it. It's wearing some sort of bluish robe. And slowly, out of the darkness, steps a 8-foot white mind flayer wearing a blue robe. That's a big one!
Are they supposed to be that tall?
Everyone here can say no. No, they do not get this tall, even if they would have if a Loxodon body. This is not normal.
Wait, you said the voices in my head was silent.
Yes.
I've lit up runes on the Ipholid staff I'm holding.
What, the runes on
Still
your
there?
staff? Huh?
Runes on mine, yeah.
It just says soldier.
Yeah, but they're still lit up as if I'm.
Yes, they're still lit up, yeah.
I've got that ability. Okay.
The other word says
So it's
soldier,
not that
such
the voices so the voices aren't gone. They're just being quiet.
Yep.
Okay. Fair enough.
This tall creature standing before you. Something you would say it's not seen ever. It just stares at you all. Is there anyone who wants to say or do something?
Do you have a name? Can I name you Bob? Hi, Bob.
Do you want to join our party?
Oh, yes.
No! Poppy just ducks behind Lucas and just hides.
Can I mimic what it did with its staff using my own and just say, "We're here to help"?
It just speaks. It speaks to all of your minds that you already have. The anchor is gone. And now I've returned. And thus, You've doomed several.
Uh-oh.
For what?
You know, they've fallen silent, haven't they?
Yes.
The shock killed them. And those who didn't die were found out and purged. Within the blink of 15 minutes, all of them gone. And that's where we're going to end it.
Oh no!
Son of a bitch!
So, what does this all mean? And what did the party just do on accident? Who is
Oopsie
gone
doodles!
and who's gone? And was this right? Was this wrong? And is the thing in front of you gonna try and kill you or
I hope not. Jesus Christ.
not? Oh, we're gonna have to find out next time. With that said, I hope you tried for joy. Please like and subscribe whatever your charges. And for now, it is goodbye from your Dungeon Master Kotlol. It is goodbye from Poppy.
Bye, and I'm worried.
It is goodbye from Emberlyn.
Bye bye.
It is goodbye from Osius.
Potentially new party member. Woohoo!
Oh
Oh,
God.
new party.
And it's goodbye from Lucas.
We welcome our new Ithalid overlord.
And well, have a good night and goodbye.